Come on now. You already know what this is. First things first. God to this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight, and we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive. And we got the one man and the only man that's gonna check you into the Heartbreak Hotel. That's the Heartbreak Prince himself.
Uh, uh, you know it. Hey, you know it. All right, I'm sorry. It's been a couple
Hey,
weeks. I'm sorry.
hey, you in a better mood than the last time, so that's a good thing. You
Yeah,
see,
way better mood than the
seems
last
seems
time.
to, seems to be like you got over your long suffering, so this is good.
Just a
Hey,
little
shout
bit.
out to Zach, man, giving us the national holiday, National
Crunchy
Crunchy Taco
Taco
Day.
Day.
Man, say less, say less.
That sounds
I
like a
can get down with
plan.
this one. I can
I
get
can,
down
Yeah.
with
I
this one.
can, I
Thanks,
can
Zach.
mess with Country Taco Day. He's like, don't you come up here with
uh,
no soft tacos, huh?
I don't. You know what? I ain't even gonna. I was about to get in my Crash Out Carver mode for a second.
My man, Crash
Oh
Out
man,
Carver.
you gotta love him, man. Look, look, man. I ain't gonna lie. This week of WWE wasn't too bad. We had some great things happening on Raw. We seen the ruler going crazy. NXT, we seen what happened with them in Houston with the crash out himself. And SmackDown, hey, I mean, you just got a bunch of people falling off of buildings at this point, but I'm all for it. But before we get into that, we got a couple things we gotta, get out the way before we get started with our takes and everything. Let's go ahead and get and show y'all Sean Diva's exclusive thoughts for
Diva.
this week.
Diva.
Greetings and salutations and greetings. This is Shondiva giving you the news that you can use, and I'm just giving you my highlights of the week. Unfortunately, I am unable to attend Xclusive Knights Podcast, but gentlemen, I know y'all got it under control while I'm away. So let me give you my takes of the week. For Monday Night Raw, I have watched this clip an unhealthy amount of times, and I'm pretty sure it's y'all's favorites. That's going to be Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. They're on the road to WrestleMania, and when I tell you, I can't wait. Yes. So, then for my take on NXT, y'all bear with me. Yes, your auntie is still trying to learn NXT, but I did watch, and I did love the Booker T segment. So, give me a couple of weeks, and I'll be coming with it. Just trying to learn the lay of the land of NXT. And then for Friday Night Smackdown. Friday Night Smackdown is always my highlight of the week. Let me tell you, it's always my highlight of the week. It never disappoints. Tonight was phenomenal. Again, Monday night, I typically go to sleep. Tonight, I stayed up late to make sure I did not miss a beat. And baby, let me tell you, my highlight for the night was watching Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre fight from the beginning of the show all the way to the end of the show. And it reminds me of, off of Family Guy, Peter Griffin and the chicken. That's all I saw, and I got tickled. And then also, Randy, go on to do your thing. Allow those voices to continue to be in your head. So, that's my take for the week. I will see y'all next week. You gentlemen on Exclusive Night Podcast, hold it down. Auntie will be back next week. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Yeah,
I
hair grease is
Oh
love
important.
my god.
Ain't no dressing
that.
up.
That's diva right there. That's
That's
diva.
diva.
That's diva right there. Come on now.
No bread,
Oh my.
No
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 bread,
water,
water.
no water.
just hair
Just
grease.
Just hair grease. That's great.
Oh my god, that was good. That was good, man. Well, appreciate your takes as always, Sean Diva. So of course we'll see you next week. But before we even get started again, last week we did it. We got to do it again this week because apparently a lot of people liked it. So let's go ahead and see who truly does know their wrestling.
The devil's working.
Uh-oh.
Devil working.
The
Devil
devil
working.
working.
Devil working on my
Hotter than the Knights,
laptop.
baby. Come on now. Like putting Zoinkies.
All right, now laptop is really tweaking out now.
Hold on, I got you.
All right. Now, of course, this is thank you again, Statman, giving us a good old know your wrestling question. All right, now this one, since we're getting close to the WrestleMania season, we got to ask this question. I like this one a lot. All right, now there are 4 cities that have hosted the most WrestleManias. Where are they? So y'all know we're gonna ask this question now. Now we get towards the end, we're gonna give y'all the answer. So of course, sit, think, and ponder, and ask yourself, what if? No.
What if? Yes.
What if? Oh man. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about this 2 hours and 30 minutes of fire on Monday Night Raw, baby. Yeah, man, that boy Drew going crazy. There's so much more to that beat. I said, man, it's a damn shame I couldn't even put the rest up on there. What's up, BJ? How you
BJ,
doing,
what
man?
up?
Good to see you on
BJ.
here with us.
That's BJ right there.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Monday Night Raw starting off wasn't too bad. I think we started off hot, but we know how these trends kind of go. You start off hot, you kind of cool down, and then you have maybe like lukewarm finish, which really wasn't the case for Raw this week, honestly. I think starting off wasn't too bad. But let's go ahead and talk about it, man, because honestly, this was a little crazy, man. They kicked this one off. Okay. First of all, Paul Heyman. I give it to Paul Heyman, man. That man came out there selling, just looking as down bad as he did, man. But then he comes out. Seth is already out there. And he's calling out Paul, and he's like, I want the vision. I'm the one that, I started. I'm going to be the one to kill it. I said, all right, I get it. I get that. And he said, I got something even better than that. He said, an F5. Brock Lesnar coming out. I said, all right, well, I guess we. All right,
F5.
F5. You know how Brock Lesnar does, man. He came out starting giving everybody belly to bellies, German suplexes, a few F5s. All right, then he makes his way into the ring. Seth, in a way, was looking a little, I won't even say corny. He's prepared, I don't know why the crowd was saying holy, like we ain't seen this a 1,000 times for real. I said, all right, now y'all tripping. This ain't really too crazy. But then, who comes out? Yeah. The ruler, man. Come on. We talking about Oba Femi, or as Heartbreak Prince would say, Oba Fear Me. Boy, this was good right here, man. I love this. Brock, Brock looking at Oba looking at Brock. I said, what y'all about to do? This was a great showdown right here. And then Oba Femi picking up Brock Lesnar and powerbombing him. And he declares that he's going to be the one facing Brock at WrestleMania. Man, I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie. I usually would stop and talk about something like this, but I feel like we really got to. Now I feel like we really got to. Because we talking about the ruler. All right? Dun, 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 dun. Man, that was so good. Come on.
Oba.
Yeah.
Oba.
Some more. No.
Did
This
y'all
was
see?
great.
Did y'all see Stephanie trying to do it on?
Yeah.
Boy, when we look, I ain't look. I have just a lot of cool Caucasian friends, man. But when the rhythm ain't there, the rhythm ain't there, and I love my Caucasian brothers and sisters, but man, sometimes you just gotta not do it. She was out there tomorrow. Oh, I'm like, you know what? I'm
It's
done.
like,
I'm
Steph,
done.
come on now, Steph. That's what I'm
But
saying,
I like
man.
Steph.
More
Steph,
shoulder.
my girl, though.
More
so
shoulder.
Yeah, Steph always been low key for the culture, so I'm not gonna sit here and trash Steph too much. So shout out to Stephanie McMahon.
This was good though. I thought for Oba this looked great. This looked strong. The crowd, of course. Hey, Jay, Hurt Syndicate, man. Look, Hurt Syndicate, Wrestling Syndicate, man. Look, y'all did y'all thing, man. Getting this crowd, getting this whole chant over. This was great. That with the Oba, I said, man, this was good. You felt the aura off of him. My man Scott. Shout out to my man Scott. Said he was telling me, he's like, man, he said, I don't know. He said, man, I ain't. He said, this looked really good. I said, I know. I said, I know. He said, man, he said, it just felt electrifying. I said, I said, it's crazy how you said that, Scotty. I said, it's crazy how you said that because I got nothing but some damn rock kills. That's all that was right there. Number rock kills off of that one, boy. But yeah, this was good, man. This is good for Oba. Please, for the love of God, do not have Brock beat Oba. If you do that, what are we even doing this for? At this point, this solidifies Oba's spot. I think this looks good. He looks strong. Hey, look, he done took out Rusev. He was taking out some other people randomly. So far, so good for this booking for him. I think this is good. They kind of set that up with him at the Rumble, with him and Brock. So I think this right now, this looks solid. Okay. Please, again, do not mess this up. You got one job. Do it. Get it done. Because I swear, if you don't, I ain't even gonna say y'all know what happened. Crazy cow. Anyway, Heartbreak Prince, what's your thoughts, man? What you think?
I you know how I felt about this. There's no I don't even know what to say. But there's no surprises here. There's no surprises here. Like I just everything about that segment was just phenomenal. I loved how it started, with Seth, coming out and Paul Heyman. That guy, he really deserves like his flowers, man. Like the way he looked, like he had that eye was like red, but both eyes were puffy. Like it looked like he hadn't slept in like
20 years.
And then as he was talking, the one eye was like tearing, like just like I'm like, I don't understand what he's doing to himself to get himself this like locked in for this one segment. Because I remember one time before, I think when they were putting him through a table when he was going out of the bloodline, he said that he just didn't sleep for like 2 days straight so that he could look the way he did. And so this one looked like he went on like a straight week of no sleep. So I know he was hearing voices in his head as well. But he came out with the FAFO, 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 FAF5. And I said, Brock? And when Brock came out, I was like, all right. Part of me was thinking, okay, this is a little silly. Because I'm like, I know Seth isn't cleared to for any type of wrestling in contact. So what's going to happen? And so I was like, surely Seth is going to get out of this ring before Brock makes it all the way down. And then when I saw like the putties come out and start attacking Seth, attacking Brock, I was like, hey, he started just destroying them. And I'm like, all right, surely Seth is going to get out of this ring. And it just kept going. And then he made it in the ring. I'm like, all right, Seth, at some point, you need to get out of this ring.
You got to move.
So then when they finally turned the lights off, when Brock did the F5 on the last putty, and it got to Seth, and he turned the lights off, I was like, so now this week they want to turn the lights off to let him get out of the ring instead of doing the old shuffle. And so, and then when Oba's music hit instead. I lost my complete mind. And the way that they did it was even better. I love the little small details of stuff that they've been doing, especially with Trick, with bringing him out with the whole spinning box. And then, as he breaks open, like this light emanates from him, like this aura just comes from him, is dope. But what they did with Oba, and I picked up on it, was how they started off the beginning of his beat, and then it just stopped. And it went all black for a minute. It was like, okay, did Seth just like prank him? And like, because you like, that's not how it normally goes. I'm like, is that just a distraction? And then all of a sudden they came back and boom, boom, boom. I said, oh, Brock is in. And when I saw the shadow coming into the light, I said, oh, this is let's go. And when my
oh no. Come back, Prince. Come back.
Come on now. Come on now.
Come on, Prince. Come back.
The devil really working hard.
The devil is working.
But the Xclusive Knights, we be working hard, and we gonna get him back. We gonna get him back.
Once he gets back, we'll let him finish the story. I'll go into it until he gets back. So, I was impressed. This is probably the best week of wrestling that they've had in a while, like all the way through, like a whole week of wrestling. This is the best one they've had in a minute. And I'm not saying it was great. It was just their best week in a long, long time. And the way they're starting to set up WrestleMania, I will give them this much credit. It's starting to feel like they quote unquote could be actually doing a good job with the lead up. And the way they had Oba come out there, and they kind of set it up at the Rumble a little bit. We saw them kind of go at it a little bit, but the way Oba came out, and then the aura it is beyond understanding. I mean, the energy was great. I love the fact that we're seeing Brock kind of help him get over a little bit. The only thing that had me concerned, was when, we had a report that came out like a week ago, and you heard people saying like, well, Brock doesn't want to lose anymore, until he retires. He doesn't want to lose his retirement match and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know how true that is. So that gives me a little bit of worry if they decide to pull a trigger and let Brock beat him. It makes no sense for Brock to win this match. Brock's probably got a year left, if that. And it makes no sense for Brock to win this match. So look, please, just all we ask is WWE, don't fumble this. I know we ask a lot, but this is one. This seems like a layup. This one seems like a layup. This is Kyrie, fast break, all alone. Eyes closed. He's making that layup. I'm just you can't mess this up. But no, Oba coming in. After Brock Lesnar done kind of wore himself out, destroying the putties. It was artwork, and just that little touch of him putting his foot on Brock's chest was like an exclamation point a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm hyped for this match. Like, I cannot wait to see this match. Yeah. But like I said, they've done a really good job of low-key setting up some of these matches for Mania. We'll talk about some other ones later, but this is one of them. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is good. This is good. This is good.
They got something with that, man. I'm telling you, don't F this up.
Hey, is that it? Is that if you mess this up, you're gonna F A and F5. You're gonna find out that way. We're gonna be upset, man. Don't mess it up. Come on,
man. We asking for just something. It's not even something small,
right?
But this is just something easy. Like you can't drop and mess this one up. Look at that. We done got him back. He's back.
Hey, the devil be working. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Hey, go ahead.
But we be working harder.
But he don't understand. We be working harder. No. But as I was saying before the devil tried to tamper with my equipment, Oba, when he came out and he was coming down to the ring, and just the aura, the crowd being so into it was just amazing. Like it had to be amazing. And then Oba, as he's coming to the ring, says, "I don't care who you are." I said, "Oh, this is so dope. This is so dope." And then when he got in the ring, and then they did the little face off, set the skirmishes out of the ring, and he turns around and gets put into the fall from grace. Man, I just couldn't believe that they went to that level with Oba and with Brock, because for a second, it was looking like we weren't going to get that for WrestleMania, for us to actually get that match. And then I think Brock just showing, his experience in the ring and knowing how to capture, the moment and just really give it that extra push with having Oba step on him and then selling for Oba the way that he did. It just that whole thing is that was like my favorite like part of wrestling like all week long, and just going back and replaying that over and over, much like the Diva, because it is my boy Oba. It's my favorite current WWE wrestler, and just seeing him go over the way that he did, the way Brock sold for him, the way it was like a passing of the torch to the next big thing, all of that, it was just all of that in those feels in that moment, that just made it perfect and made it like exciting, because it's like, oh, and when he points to the WrestleMania sign, it's like, it's happening. It's actually happening. And so now I just hope that this outcome is right at WrestleMania, which I feel like they wouldn't tamper with. After that type of setup, I don't think they would tamper with it and change it to any other way, especially when you're building the younger star like over to be the new version of of Carnage itself, like a Brock Lesnar. You can't mess this up this early. So yeah, it was just a dope thing, and I vibe with it. It was the best. It was the absolute best.
It was, man. I'm telling you. Again, don't F this up. Don't F this up. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the show. We got to flash forward to this first match, man. We had the original El Grande Americano going up against the newest El Grande Americano. I swear this should have been for Mania. But honestly, with Los Americanos coming out and them being there helping El Grande, I mean, it got to the point to where the steel plate was used and El Grande gets the original El Grande Americano. So we'll see what happens with that, man. I don't know. It's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Then we oh my God. And we flash forward, man. AJ Lee beating Bailey, making Bailey tap out. And I ain't gonna lie, man, this legitimately did piss me off. Again, this is one of those matches I said, well, I mean, this made AJ Lee look good because Bailey helped her out majority of the way, but hey, it is what it is. But what I loved about this, after who comes out? Becky Lynch, the man. Man, I love this. I mean, full-blown assault on AJ Lee. Just, oh man, I took her and threw her against the LED strips. Then she took her and started beating her up at the barricade. Then she took the title, hit her in the head with the title. I said, come on, Becky, this is what I'm talking about. Right here. Love to see it. Then we flash forward. Man, now this was actually another banger right here. Penta going up against Dragon Lee and Penta getting the dub over Dragon Lee. This again was another banger. I mean, the spots, the moves. This was truly a sight to see from luchador wrestling right here. I loved it. Granted, I mean, I thought it was kind of crazy though. Adam Pearce saying, yeah, you got a special opponent and that's who we got. I mean, granted, I don't think that was really nothing to hype up. I mean, no disrespect to Dragon Lee, but I'm thinking it's going to be somebody new, somebody different. Like, we did last week for Carmelo Hayes, somebody from Triple I. But, I mean, we'll see. And we flash forward. All right, this is where it kind of starts to die down and where I don't understand. Okay, we had Natalya beating Maxine Dupree. Okay, making Maxine tap out. Again, why did we even do this? This has been stretched out for a whole month. This is something that should have been for the title. This is something that you could have really already had. You dragged this whole thing out for a few weeks. You know what? Never mind. I don't even care anymore. Let's just talk about the next one.
I don't even care anymore.
I don't even care. Then we flash forward to Stephanie Valkyrie beating Raquel Gonzalez. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. All right. Well, again, Liv trying to come out, help Raquel wasn't really necessary, to the point to where Stephanie Valkyrie is literally getting the roll-up pin on Raquel. And yeah. Then we flash forward to the main event, or towards the end of the show. CM Punk. Okay, and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns coming out. I said, Roman, go ahead, talk your talk. It's about time, man. I don't want you to be saying no. Don't you hold your tongue for nothing. And he didn't. He said a few things. Talked about AJ Lee. He said it. I mean, hey, I was like, it's about time. He didn't say too much about AJ Lee, just pretty much on how to be a star. And why don't you ask your wife? I said, okay, Roman, I feel that. I mean, but at the same time, is that really somebody he should really be asking? Anyway, I digress. But it got to the point to where CM Punk, you know, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. One thing I say with Roman has said, there you go, saying the same stuff. Who's the real Roman Reigns? Which Roman Reigns is this? And Roman said, don't you say that to everybody else? I said, wow. Ain't
And
this something?
Loki, I like this sign in the background.
I said, man, look at this.
I got it. We need one more match, man.
One more match. I said,
what a dig at
I said
creative.
to myself, I said, well, it's not just me saying it. Roman Reigns is saying it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is saying it. MJF said it. You're saying the same stuff, Punk, and we're sick of it. Anyway, but it got to the point to where Roman Reigns kind of gets a little bit more personal, and he called CM Punk old. Now, granted, I was like, all right, that's cool. He could have called him an old head, old timer, part timer. A few other names, but the fact that he called you old, that's what he, yeah, old whippersnapper, I don't know. But the fact that he called him old, he ends up hitting Roman Reigns, and this is the finish right here. Yeah, man, look, a few things I'm going to talk about because I ain't going to lie. Some of this episode is ridiculous. Obviously, the best part of Monday Night Raw was the ruler, hands down. Not much more we got to say about that. Yeah, this whole thing with Bayley and AJ Lee, what was that for? That legitimately pissed me off. I don't get it. I don't get it. You got Bayley in this match, and you try to push for her to go in the match. You had Lyra say all this stuff just for her to tap out. Now they're trying to go for the tag team. Man, come on. What are y'all doing with my girl Bayley, man? This is just egregious, man. I'm sick of this. Anyway, Natalya and Maxine. It's like I try to be as positive as I can with some of this stuff, but come on, bro. Like, what is this? That's overly too dragged out. You should have had something for it. Yeah, I tell you what you could have did. You could have had Natalya take the title from Becky or from AJ Lee, and you could have made something out of this, or you could have kept the belt on Maxine for a little longer, and then had Becky take it. I don't know, man. This is just ridiculous. And then it's like y'all are doing this stuff with titles at first. You take the title of the person with the main story, and then you try to bring the story back again with no title. So yeah, we know it's a feud. But you're doing the same thing with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Y'all are pissing me off with this. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Jesus God.
Oh, man, flustered.
Yeah, man. But seeing Becky Lynch, the man. I love the fact that Becky, took that attack. I'm all for it. Again, hey, for all this, take the title back off of AJ Lee. I don't care. I don't care. Do what you want to do, Becky. You're the man. I get it. But this whole thing with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, it's my last thing, man. I think that was good. I think that was decent. I just think that calling him old, like we could have said something better. I just think
how's that the trigger?
Yeah, you could have called him washed. You could have called him soft. You could have called him frail. You could have, these are things I'm saying that we know is actually kind of true. So I mean, to call him old, I mean, granted, yes,
but
that is true. But
he only a few years older than he's only a few years older than Roman, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like he's maybe like 5 years older than. Is that really old?
I mean, I guess. I mean, to be honest, he's a couple years younger than Bobby Lashley. But Bobby, that's the Almighty. That man put out a banger match before CM Punk would. So
the blacks don't crack. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I said this to somebody before. Like, you talking about somebody that's in that age. I was like, you could talk about Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin. Hell, MVP will still give you a good match if he can. I just, again, I know I'm going a little off topic, but it's just when it comes to CM Punk, not the best in the world, especially in that ring and at this age. I'm sorry. There's other guys older that are doing it better than you. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. And if you try to say, oh, he had some good matches, I can guarantee you the other people are the ones that carried him. And I do not be trying to sound like a trolling, but it's just like if you really look at it, nah, bro, I'm not feeling it with this man no more. I'm not. But yeah, but to call him old, come on, we gotta do a little bit more than that. I think for a fact, call him washed. I think if you had called him washed, a has been, or just something. I thought the old was like, that should have been the one to make you that triggered you. I don't know. I don't know. But Roman laughing, like, okay, all right. I was like, all right, well, everybody's just doing these one hits and walking off. So I don't know. We trying to save everything for Mania. But again, yeah, Oba, best part of the night. And also, yeah, the New Day keep trying to recruit Javon. Stop it. Stop it with this foolishness. I don't know what y'all thinking with this. I don't know.
Stop it.
I don't know.
Now,
you need help.
The only way that works, if they recruit Javon, the only way that works is that they are the old New Day. Because I mean, to be honest with you, if you look at Javon's personality, it could have worked with the old version of the New Day, right? It could. But I don't think, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel right. I mean, unless they plan on turning Javon heel.
He can. And Javon can go heel.
Yeah,
he can be a great heel. It's just
if they go heel with it, I could see it. And they use him as a prodigy and maybe long term, maybe. But like, his personality now fits more of the old school New Day. Like if Big E was still around and they brought him in with it, I could deal with that. I mean, because I think his personality will work with that. But to bring him in there now, unless you got plans on turning him heel, which would be very interesting since he's so popular with the crowd right now. And there doesn't feel like there's a reason to turn him heel at the moment. It just doesn't make sense for me. His style, his high fly, his energy screams face until they give a reason or they just, WWE ruins how they use him. And then maybe you go heel because that's usually the fix around. You do good in face or that doesn't work out and then they try to turn you heel. But anywho, just to get on the Punk situation, man, like I agree with you 1,000%. Like the old comment just doesn't feel like anything. Like you say it, and I'm just like, okay, he is old. I mean, but he's not that much older than you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I looked at, I had to make sure. CM Punk is 47 years old. Roman is 40. Okay, you guys are both in your 40s. That is not that much of an age gap. If he was in his 50s, 55, granted, I'll give you that. You're old. You're 15 years older than me. You're within the time frame here, man. You guys, I don't know. You guys, well, he's born in 78. You're born in 85. Okay, whatever. I feel like Roman and them could do better. Last week, I thought they did more when Jey Uso came out there with Jimmy to kind of set up the storyline a little bit more than they did this week. Now they're just trying to go back and forth verbally, and it's not working the way it. Now I'm still excited for this match. I still think, but they've got to do more than just them coming out every week and talking to build this match. Okay, you give me each week is one strike and the person goes down and they just kind of stare at each other and it looks weird. And Jay and them smack Roman, not Roman, but they hit Punk last week and he's like, "Oh, I deserve it. Yeah, you deserved it. I could talk about these kids dead, Uncle. This crazy work, And I agree with Eric. I think I was watching the show last week and Eric was like, you should have went crazy on him. Like that's your uncle. You hit him one time, walk out the ring. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. They just I'm just hit him one time, we're good. Something's got to change in the next couple of weeks to really like people are gonna watch it because it's Roman and CM Punk. But if you want to take this storyline to another level, it has to start to get real sticky. The things that we're seeing with Jacob and Drew, with Randy and Cody, those storylines are getting built right. Even though, Eric said a little bit something earlier, made 100% chance of like championship situation, but that's besides the point. But both of those storylines are being built right. They're going at each other. It's just different. Even Randy's a little bit one-sided right now, but it still gives you like, okay, what's this going to be? Punk and Roman is like, okay, it's going to happen, but you haven't given us anything else with it. It's just them talking verbally right now, so that's got to be fixed. Shout out to Oba. Oba's the man. I want to say that. I agree with you 1,000% on Maxine Dupree and all that stuff. That now it just seems like a waste of time. Once again, WWE not knowing how to do title runs, and we're seeing it all in front of our eyes leading up to Mania. And it's probably there's some title runs that are going to end at Mania. We're going to be like, why? That's what
Yeah.
I think that could ruin Mania. That we're going to be like, why is this happening, and why is it happening now? So we'll see if they can kind of fix it. You know, why? I just want to know.
Did
So
they do
we'll
it
see.
this way?
Yeah, we'll see. Becky and AJ Lee. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I want Becky to win the title back, and it's only because I feel like AJ Lee. It's just not what it could be. And I think that they're not. This is the first time she wrestled on thing on TV single by herself since, other than the pay-per-view match. She needs more reps. And they probably could have pushed it to SummerSlam. They didn't have to have her at WrestleMania. Give her some more time in the ring to get her acclimated. But I guess we'll see. But Raw was solid overall. It wasn't superb, but it was solid overall.
Yeah. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
To start with Javon Evans, my hope is that they have not run out of ideas for him, because I'm starting to become concerned that they don't have anything for him. And so I know we're getting these little backstage segments of the New Day trying to approach him. I don't know exactly where it's going to lead. If it's going to lead to him being in a tag team of some sort or whatever. But when you look at the big three, when it comes to Obertrick and Javon is the one that seems to be falling behind a little bit as far as not seeing him, on the show in action as of late. So I hope that's not the case. I hope they got some big plans for him, some things that are coming. It's just a slow burn until we get there. That's fine. I just hope that it's not one of those things where they don't know what to do with him at this point in time. Because he's not the biggest wrestler. He can go with with your luchadors a lot and really go with them because that style and that high flying and all that kind of stuff. Really, really works and all that kind of stuff in his style of wrestling. But I think there's more to him. And I just, like I said, I hope creative gets that right as far as being able to give him something to get him going. As far as Roman and CM Punk, because I think you guys have already, pretty much hit the nail on the head with the rest of it. I think going forward, we don't need to really see them in the ring until the week of or the penultimate show, as Michael Cole will call it, of WrestleMania. And that's just because I think if we continue to do this, 1 to 2 to 3 more times before WrestleMania starts, I think it's going to start to show its cracks in the match. I think these two, the first 2 promos were pretty good. This one here, it wasn't bad, but you can start to see the level of quality of it start to drop on with each one. And so I just want to keep the anticipation where it is, and maybe have them face each other again right before the WrestleMania show or the week of the WrestleMania show. And I think that'll be good. We kind of know where they stand. We kind of know how they both feel. And now I just want to see it play out in the ring. Because I am not a fan of the one punch down. Now, it kind of works in this week because I know Roman talked about CM Punk liking to play mind games. And it was kind of showing that Roman Reigns was actually the one that was in CM Punk's head. So, that message was delivered, did come across. I did get it. But like I said, at this point, we're good. We're good. So yeah, I would just hang on to everything else till the Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania, and then let it play out in the ring at WrestleMania.
Yeah, man. I agree with you 100%. I just feel like at this point now, just don't even get back in the ring, because I do feel like it with them specifically. I feel like it's just like these one hit and walk offs are kind of just like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Like this, just stop it. Let's just stop it now. So yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
You need help.
Sorry, MJ.
HB Prince, you said something about Javon that makes 100% sense of where they got to try to figure out his vision. So me personally, and I got a feeling they probably end up doing like a 6-man thing, but it should be him and Penta for the title. Because I think even if Javon doesn't win that match, you know he's going to give a great performance, and all it really will do is just kind of like boost him up
Yeah.
going throughout. He needs that type of match. I don't want it to be a 3-way. I feel like just him and Penta could be a really good thing. I don't know if they go that direction. But if you just, he can't not be at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
Because it feels like Trick is definitely going to be at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely feels like, obviously Over is going to be at WrestleMania. You got to have Javon there too. Like, you can't not have him in it. If they end up doing this 6-way, so be it. But I feel like I would like to just see him and Penta kind of go at it. Even if, I don't want to see Penta lose the belt right away. Let me say that. Because I feel like Penta has worked hard to get to this point just to get the opportunity to be champion. So give him that, and we'll see. And I just a quick add on the Roman thing. I agree with you. They should not talk in the ring again until that week. Yeah. But you know what they did with Roman and Cody a couple years ago when they were doing like the vignettes? They might have to go to vignette mode at this point. Yeah. And I think because it's another month before WrestleMania. They can't keep coming out here and talking every week. Last week you go face to face. Because I heard, I've been hearing all the stuff you said. Like, you have to, they have to get creative. Yeah. I know that's tough for creative, but they need to get creative.
No, I think that Javon Evans and Penta match would slap. But the only thing is, I really do wish that was a Dirty Dom versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. No disrespect to Penta. I like Penta. I enjoy Penta. Love Penta. He phenomenal in the ring. And I'm not mad that he has the belt. I think actually it would be a great match if you put him and Javon in the ring for the title. I just really felt like you would have got more bang for your buck with the tension that's in the air between Dirty Dom and Finn Balor, because we talk about it every year how WWE always has something brewing for the Judgment Day going into WrestleMania that's big, whether it be for the women's heavyweight, or I always do that, women's championship, or the Intercontinental Championship. It's always something big for the Judgment Day when it comes to a championship and WrestleMania, which is what makes it, it's like Judgment Day can be, meh most of the year, but right around WrestleMania time, it heats up. So that's why I kind of wish we had that. But no, I do believe get Javon in there with Penta. I would love to see them two go. I think it would be phenomenal. And I think that'll be a great WrestleMania match.
I agree. Yeah, that should be something he should be going for. Bring Dirty Dom back up in there. Bring Penta and bring my man Javon up in there. Honestly, I'd be for it. I mean, especially when we seen I guess when they was having a triple threat for the Elimination Chamber qualifier match, and you kind of seen Dirty Dom and Javon have those little few face-offs. I was like, this could be an actual match right here. So yeah, make it happen. Stop playing, okay? Gosh. But we talked about some of the decent things that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, now it's time to talk about my man Sean hooking it up with NXT. That one's still a banger. Man, shout out to Drew, man. Shout out to Drew. But
always
Hidden Blade.
The Hidden Blade, man.
The Hidden Blade.
Oh man, NXT. I ain't gonna lie, Sean. We tell you this every single week. It was either good or great. And this episode, I felt like was great. I thought this was a great episode here, man. Because they had already kicked this show off. Okay, with the triple threat match. With Zarya going up against JC Jane, going up against Sol Ruka. And honestly, it helped out for JC Jane. When you have Fatal Influence to cause all these other distractions, Zarya out here F5 and everybody. F5 Fallon Haley, F5 Laney Reed, F5 JC Jane, and then went outside the ring and F5 Sol Ruka. I said, well, damn. And you would think about it, all these many F5s, Zarya would be the one with the title, but absolutely not. No, not at all. It got to the point to where in the midst of Zarya, F5, and Fallon Haley, okay, JC Jane turns over, puts the arm over Soul's shoulder, and gets the dub, and still retains the title. I said, man, y'all crazy for this. Then we flash forward. And this was actually good right here. To Pretty Ricky Saints and the Ego, Ethan Page, man. Look, they was out here talking. Honestly, Ricky Saints first was talking about he was going to call somebody out. All right. Ethan Page comes out and was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, we got other things to discuss. We got other problems going on. I say, yeah, low key. Yeah, y'all struggling with this. So it got to the point to where Ricky and Ethan kind of started getting a little heated with each other. Got to the point to where Ethan said, look, I could be a 2-time North American champion, which I beat you for, Ricky. I said, here we go. He said, or I could be a 2-time NXT champion. That's what I want to be. I said, well, I figured that. I seen that look on your face the last time. But then, if you say his name, he will appear. Joe Hendry comes out and literally starts talking and tells these guys, look, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. I'm the champ. What I loved about what Ethan also said, too, Ethan was telling Ricky, look, you didn't pin the champion. I did. I said, damn, Ethan. I figured you'd say something like that. Man, Joe Hendry coming out. First, it seemed like Pretty Ricky Saints and Ethan Page was out here trying to have the attack on Joe Hendry. But then, man, I love this. Tony D'Angelo came out and cleaned house. I mean, super clean house. I mean, it got to the point where everybody took a spear, got a choke slam, all that good. I said, man, come on, Tony. I know you ain't the Don no more, but man, you're killing this. You're killing this. I loved it. Then we flash forward, man. All right, y'all already see who it is. But if you don't know who's under that, those are my guys from the Vanity Project. Dun 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 dun.
Hey,
Dun 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 dun.
hey,
Dun 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 dun.
let's go.
Dun 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 dun.
Hey.
I love these guys, man. But
Yeah.
honestly, this was crazy. Okay. We had I guess you can call them Los Americanos. That's what I would always think. And it is Los Americanos beating the Vanity Project. Now, I thought this was interesting, but I said to myself, damn, not my guys, the Vanity Project. They just won the titles not too long ago. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens with that. I ain't gonna lie though, Los Americanos, El Grande, y'all been working, and like they talk about Xclusive Knights is working hard, but yeah, y'all working just as hard. Damn it, shit. I was like, man, these guys is really working. Like you see them on Raw, they on NXT, pop up on SmackDown, you on Triple I. I'm like, man, like come on, you guys is working.
Travel schedule must be crazy because they all
Man,
over the place.
all over. And talk about all over, we're gonna talk about the Crash Out Carver. Okay, look, and it's funny how you said that, BJ. Funny how you said that. Yeah, he got his flowers. He got his flowers for a little minute. But who came out? The man Keanu Carver. I ain't gonna cap. This was kind of crazy. Pushed a few people, told the crowd, shut up. Hey, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Hey, shut
Remix.
I said, all right, Keanu. Hey, shut up. Shut up. He said, y'all need to give this man what he said, y'all need to give this man no award. Y'all need to give this man some guts. I said, interesting,
Whoa.
Keanu. That's wild. That's the first one.
Whoa.
Booker T out here with his appreciation. You out here just talking your talk, just doing whatever. But what I loved about it, man, Keanu Carver. I mean, literally cleaned house. Yeah, Booker T had some of his people from wrestle school up in there. That didn't mean nothing to him. He took them out, threw them out the ring. Just him and Booker. But of course, who comes out? Jasper Troy. All right, look, Jasper Troy comes out, says, no, I'm right here. They come out, have a little brawl. And I like this. I like this more for Keanu Carver and Jasper Troy. I ain't gonna say I don't like him. But this is good for both of them. Because you got two big dudes out here that can really go. And they got a really good moveset. And I think this could be really, really good. I mean, last time we seen Jasper Troy go up against somebody that size was the Ruler. And
You changed it up this week, E. Last week it was two big meaty men.
Two big meaty men.
Shout out to Big E. Shout out to Big E. Shout out to Big E. Yeah,
This week it's just
I had
two
to
big
chase
men.
it. Two big men, boy. I ain't want to go too crazy this one, boy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Then we flash forward. Oh, now I was proud to see this from my girl, man. My girl Ren Sinclair beating Fallon Haley and becomes the new women's speed champion. I said, man, okay, Ren, it's about time. Look, I'm proud of Ren. I've always thought Ren was great. Ren, we proud of you. Then we flash forward. Man, I love this. Come on. This, if y'all don't know, man, look, this is their birthright. I think this is good. You have the birthright beating Hake and Tank in this NXT tag team tournament. And I thought this was great, man. I was kind of mad I didn't get the picture with all of them, all 5 of them just kind of standing there. Okay, I said, man, this right here was just fire because, I mean, honestly, man, and we talked about this before, right? With these guys, with the birthright, these guys have just got a lot. There's so much more potential in what these guys are doing. It's obvious. It's obvious. Oh man, look, y'all owe us money. That's all I know. Anyway, but I love this for them, man. They really came and killed this. I got a picture for that birthright. I'm gonna get that. I don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about that. And then we flash forward to even after that happened. We had more tag team chaos going on. All right, we had Dark State beating the hell out of OTM, throwing one of my guys off into some tables. I said, man, y'all on to something with this one, man. But then we flash forward to the main event. We had Izzy Dane going up against Tatum Paxley in a steel cage match. Now, this was a great match. Loved it. And we had Tatum Paxley beating Izzy Dane. And I said to myself, man, Izzy, what the hell's going on here? But we have Blake Monroe grabbing Tatum Paxley from up under the entrance ramp. And it's Blake Monroe holding the title up. And this is the finish right here. Man. Now, look, I ain't going to lie. I thought right there, the way they ended that, I said, all right, Blake. All right. I thought this was good. Her and Tatum Paxley, I think y'all can do a hell of a great job with this, for real. For real. But I guess my main concern for that, I will say, is just kind of the fact that I don't want her title reign to be too short. I don't want it to be for her to where she's still trying to what's the word for it? She's still trying, like, I just don't want to have these 2, 3 week, 4 week title reigns. Like, let's please, for the love of God, let's not do that. Let's please not do that. I mean, we've already you did her this justice with the NXT title. Sean, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do this with this one. All right, look, I like the fact that we got Tatum as the North American champion. You can do a lot with this. She's crazy, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But overall, this was a great show. One thing that I loved that happened backstage, I thought was good was Thea Hale. Thea Hale was backstage. And, she was back there, and my girl, Lonnie, was back there. I said, come on, Lonnie, go ahead and talk your talk. What you about to talk about? And she was telling Thea Hale, look, that's the problem. You always want to be nice. You're trying to do this, that, and the third. She said, I used to be like that, and then I changed. And look what happened to me. And you can once be like Lonnie. I said, Lonnie, come on, girl. That was good. That was good. Clean. Yeah. And then Jada Parker coming out, coming up there and trying to, give some encouraging words to Thea. I said, all right, Jada, I get it. You want to be all the Miss Positivity. I need Hood Jada back. I need Heel Jada back. I get it. You want to be the baby face. Man, fuck that. I want Hood Jada back, man. Slap some people. But I'm still okay with this. The whole thing with Lonnie and Jada, I said, yes, I love this rivalry from the get-go when they did this last year. I felt like that was a rivalry that shouldn't have ended that fast. But I mean, again, if you're gonna bring that back, I'm all for it, as long as y'all got some kind of title or something going up for it. Because I'll be honest with you, I feel like Jada Parker should have been had a title. There's no excuse. I've been saying that she should have been had a damn title a long time ago. It's freaking criminal the fact that she hasn't got one. And J Movie Mania told me as well. Look, if Jay don't got a title soon, they don't want it. That's, if it ain't for the NXT title, they don't want. I said I feel that. I feel that in a lot of ways, Jay. I ain't even mad at you for saying that. Voice your opinion. Voice your opinion. But also, the birthright. I got the picture, by the way. The birthday man, come on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I love this.
We created
this. This looks so good. This looks so good. I said, man, look at these guys, man. Like, come on, look at the aura off of them. Lexus King in the middle, by the way, with the hat and everything. Man, come on, Charlie Dempsey. Come on. Saxon Ariana. Man, this looks good. This looks good. I'm happy about this. I really am. I think they got something solid with this. They got to go crazy. I need these guys to have an NXT title soon, at least a tag team title soon. They need to have them. I need to see it. Everybody up in here draped in gold. So I'm not even capping when I say that. I know this might sound crazy, but there's a lot of potential with the birthright here. There is a whole lot of potential with this that can go really far. And
Undisputed Era 2.0.
It could be. Could be. You got a woman in this now.
I mean,
I don't
maybe
know,
that
though.
title front. I don't know. Their Undisputed Era was crazy. So it would have to do a lot. It would have to do a lot. Theme song got to be on point. Everybody just got to be clicking. It's got to be. It's gonna have to be something special. They gonna have to. And the Undisputed Era was different, man.
That was a different time. That was a different era.
It was an
undisputed era.
Yeah.
Undisputed era. And then my last thing, gotta talk about Keanu Carver. Hey man, continue to crash out. I love. Hey, shut up. Hey, shut up.
My man,
shut up.
Just for everything, man.
He don't give a damn. I mean, I just don't think he got a purpose to be mad, but he'll find any excuse just to be mad.
Just because it's Tuesday night.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Just because they gave him a mic and told him to go out.
Yeah. You put salt on my chicken? Hey. Like what?
John, it's time to work.
Shut up. Y'all hear me talking? Hey, shut up. I said,
man, look.
I was like, all right, Keanu. I mean,
I don't know how long he's gonna keep that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, overall, great show. Love what you did, Sean. Never disappoint. And yeah, hey, I can't wait to see Sexy Red pop up April 4th. He said
sexy right there.
I said, all right, Sean.
I said, yeah.
Right yeah, they've been all that stuff, all that.
I've been having too much fun, bro.
Hey. It's crazy. But again, yeah, great stuff. Can't wait to see what they do with Sexy Red. I love it. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
I think you pretty much killed it with the review of everything. I just got a few little things that I want to add. One, I think we need to do better with Jasper Troy's entrance music. I have never liked it. It just does not fit Jasper Troy to me. So please revamp this man's theme music. Two, a couple of weeks ago, I said, I can see Eli Knight and Elio LaFleur being in the tag team. I thought it was so dope this week that we ended up getting that on the show, that they're going to be tag team. And I think that's going to be a dope tag team. I don't know what a good name is or could be for them right now. But I'm excited to see those two because I like both of them, as these like high flying, almost cruiserweight like wrestlers. I think they're going to be dope together. And then of course the Booker T just being the fact that they just recognized him. I absolutely enjoyed it. Absolutely loved it. I know it was emotional for Booker. Keanu came out and kind of interrupted that, but hey, it wouldn't be Keanu, and I don't know exactly like how long this beef between Keanu and Booker can go because Booker's like, look, he was trying to help Keanu, and Keanu lost his mind. I believe it was LFGs when they first crossed paths, and Keanu started crashing out on Booker, and they keep it going. But I do like the fact that they kind of included Keanu in this segment to ruin Booker T's night, just because for weeks now we know that there's been something brewing between these two. Keanu coming out, giving Booker the stare down, all that type of stuff. So yeah, dope there. And then lastly, it ended. Love the fact that it ended with Mariah May coming from under the ring, grabbing Tatum Paxley, and then holding up the championship. Yeah, I thought this whole week of this whole episode of NXT was just strong. And yeah, I'm talking Roderick Strong. Come on, they killed it this week. Oh, Ethan Page and Pretty Ricky, what they call them. The dynamics between these two, awesome, because they're both manipulative and they're doing it to each other, and it's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely love it.
Oh man, it's so much goodness this week. Once again, Sean, as always, it's either here or it's there, and most of the time it's here. So hey, great job. I mean, I think a lot of good things were set up. We look like we're screaming for a fatal 4-way at Stand and Deliver between Joe and Tony D, and then Ego and Ricky. I feel like that happens at some point here. I think that may be the initial thing, unless they decide to just go Joe and D'Angelo. But I like what they're doing there. I like the way the setup is going there. Shout out to Ren, a good win for her getting the title. I think she's done some really good low key work over the last couple of months.
Yes,
they've used her like behind the scenes to talk, and she's done a really good job. So I'm happy for her on that end, and they were able to find a way. I still don't like the speed title. I don't like it. The belt's ugly. They've got to, if you want to give another single, I'm gonna say it until they fix it. If they want to make another title, just give it another name, man. Make it the Mae Young. I don't care. Something. Just anything's better than the Speed Championship. Just fix that. I loved Tatum getting the win, and I like them kind of setting up maybe another potential triple threat, putting Blake Monroe back and finally giving her the title back that I guess she wasn't supposed to lose in the first place. So I like that. I agree with you guys. I don't know what they're doing with Jada anymore. I think her and Kalani and have been on a level.
Lola.
I mean, obviously Jada's been hurt the last couple of months, but before then she was on fire. Kalani is killing it on all levels right now. I mean, it is. I know we talk about it all the time, but it is amazing how all it took was for her to get the TNA championship to change everything. Same thing happened with Trick. As soon as she got it, and she didn't even have it that long. But her promo, I don't know if it's Carmelo that's helping behind it. I don't know who it is. Whoever's helping her to be the heel that she is right now, they need 95 pats on the back because she is killing it. And I'm just like, I was sitting there like, yeah, Lonnie, you tell him. And I love it. So I shout out to her on that. And I think, the Booker T appreciation was awesome. Because and when I was going on it, I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what, man? I've always loved Booker T, and maybe in my mind, I don't put him in my top 10 as much as or maybe I never thought about, Booker T's in my top 10. But the more and more I think about it, he's definitely in there. And it's for so many reasons, between the commentary, between his work as King Booker, Harlem Heat Booker T, grocery store and stuff. He's got too many great moments, for just as somebody of African American descent. We all wonder why BET named him the #1 African American wrestler of all time. He absolutely deserves it, and I love The Rock, but The Rock is a splitsy. If you're going straight, you're going straight.
Insane.
If you're going straight African American on that bad boy, it's my guy Booker, man. Booker just deserved it. Crash Out Carver coming out there just crashing out on all levels is beautiful to me. And I'm waiting for them to say, look at Crash Out Carver. I'm going down to NXT myself, and I'm going to beat people up myself because I gave him that nickname. I made sure I started throwing it on NXT posts. This is Crash Out Carver out here giving them the business. So as soon as they use it, I'm coming to get them. Last thing, the birthright. I'm going to find the clip. I told myself I'm going to look this week. I'm going to find the clip because I remember the episode like it was yesterday. We called it. We named 3 members at that time before it even got going. We was like, yo, man, they got to put Lexus King in there.
Lexus King, Charlie Dempsey.
We got to put this. We said it only makes sense because I remember exactly what I said. I was like, why not embrace what your lineage,
Pedigree.
embrace your lineage. Brian Pillman is one of the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? Regal's one of the greatest of all time. Embrace that. Be who you are. Don't be ashamed of it. And it's like they were going around it. Go straight forward. And then Eric said, and I'll never forget, man, the birthright would be a cool name. And I was like, yeah. Wait till I find that clip because it's in there. It's in the archives. So I want them to know that was an Xclusive Knights thing, and you guys owe us some money.
Yeah.
Come on, Sean.
Not no chump change.
Just tell us you're watching the show, Sean. All we want is an interview. Just come on.
Enough to make our nights never the same.
Be the same.
Come on, man.
That's all we asking for.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah. Talking about rave parties, boy.
Oh my god. Oh man. All right. HP Prince, did you already have it? I feel like I've been laughing so hard. Okay. All right, there.
I just want to make sure I got you in, brother.
Y'all made me lose track for a second. God. All right. So we talked about some of the great things that happen with NXT. Now it's time to talk about the best part of the end of the week with Friday Night Smackdown. Friday Night Smackdown, man. Friday Night Smackdown. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. Smackdown that one really wasn't bad. Wasn't like as bad as it was last week. I will say that. Friday Night Smackdown last week was a little wild. But I actually like how they started this one off. And it started off with some chaos because they kicked this one off. Man, look, Drew McIntyre. First of all, I don't even know how this happened. There was a whole car crash that happened outside the parking lot. Okay. Yeah. You had Jacob Fatu in the car, crashed up. Drew McIntyre rips off the windshield and just pulls Jacob Fatu out of the whole truck. Literally, I mean, mind you, this is an Audi SUV. I said, man, not the Audi, man, not the Audi. I said, come on, man, you can't be doing this. But I mean, he just pulled Jacob Fatu, starts beating the hell out of him. Then they start to break it up. Drew McIntyre at one point is out there talking this stuff. He said he's sick of this. He's tired of everything that's going on. And he said anybody that came into the crossways of screwing Drew McIntyre, he said, you're on my list. Nick Aldis. All right, I said, Nick, come on, man. We can't keep having you doing this, man. You just out here. I don't even know what to say mainly about this with some of this. Because I think to myself, all right, I get it. But at the same time, bruh, you can't be sitting there trying to defend the stuff you be doing to help, to talk to Drew like you wasn't out here trying to help Cody every time we turned around. And then what I love what Drew said, man, he said, I know your son is ashamed. He's ashamed of having a corporate stooge like you. I said, damn, Drew, come on, bro. I said, that's wild right there. That's wild. Ashley, I feel you. She said it right there. Some of the general managers are trash. They are. Adam Pearce, he don't got it together. Nick Aldis, I love them, but now I'm like, what are you doing? And Robert Stone, I mean, they just be walking all over him. I meant to say that too. But then in the midst of everything going on, Drew McIntyre still talking to Nick Aldis. Man, who comes running back out? The man with the magic boot himself. All right, he starts going on an attack, beating the hell out of Drew McIntyre. They try to break him up. They try to get him to the crowd. Drew McIntyre runs and jumps from the barricade and puts Drew McIntyre through a table. Man, I loved it. Come on. That's the man with the magic boot right there. Then we flash forward. All right. Now, I'm not gonna say this is a shout out to my man, Bro Kage, aka Patrick, from the No Pop Podcast. I love what he said. What he calls his new tag team. He calls the Wepa Truth. He said, man, you don't like Wepa Truth? I said, yo, chill out. Makes a lot of sense. I said, yeah, look at this, man. We got Ron Cena, because that's exactly who this was. This wasn't our truth. This was Ron Cena. He had the jean shorts on, had the sneakers on, had the armbands on. I said, wow, Ron Cena. This is who it is. And Damian Priest beating the MFTs, which was JC Mateo and Tama Tonga, to become the new tag team champions. Y'all can't be for real with this. Cuba!
Just 1 minute. Oh,
You gotta be
I
kidding
never
me.
thought. Yeah, they don't know how to do title reigns.
The tag team we just put together, what, last week, if not 2 weeks ago, just won the titles. Hey, I say this, man, and somebody else has said it the other night on a panel. Anytime R-Truth is in the tag team, he's guaranteed to get a title. No cap. I said, damn, I ain't think about that. As soon as he get into a tag team, new title off rip.
Somebody said that they don't think Priest knew that they were going to win the match because they were showing the clip and it was like, he looked surprised. Like he looked generally surprised that they won the match. I don't know if True wasn't going to tell him. And I don't think because he sat in the corner, he was just like, did we just win the belt? Like that's the look that he had on his face. Like he looked like he really didn't believe they won the titles. It was the funniest thing. And somebody was like, maybe it could have been a last minute call. It's like, just give them the belts. And the more and more I look at it, I see them and I'm just like, I guess it makes sense. I mean, to an extent, they've never had any real storyline, like no real storyline. So even with this, there's no storyline to this. Just give them the belts. It's Truth and Damian Priest. Just give them the belts. There'll be a good comedy duel together. I will say that. So yeah. And they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, bro. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't get it, man.
They're from the 8-man tag team tornado match at Mania.
I'm not hearing that. Yeah, you go ahead. You can go ahead with that BS. I'm glad that comment went away that fast. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know, man. This is one of those things, man. I feel like they just threw this tag team together and said, "Yep, new titles. There you go." I don't know, man. Like, I don't like this. Again, I do feel like this could be a comedic kind of thing. Like you could have some storyline with this. But man, and I'll say this: if y'all gave these guys the titles just to take it off of them at Mania, put on somebody else, what's the point, bro? What is like? Again, this might be interesting for them,
right?
But there's no other tag teams. Like you know what?
Isn't it crazy how the tag team division on SmackDown changed so dramatically from where they were, post WrestleMania last year up until now? Because we were talking about SmackDown, like, remember, we were like, oh man, they got Motor City Machine Guns. You got the Street Profits. Their tag team division was cranking. You had Tommaso Ciampa and the crew, like DIY. It was just rolling. Like they had, and you could have even threw the MFTs in there, and it was still like they had enough tag teams, enough strength, and then like all of a sudden their tag team division literally right now feels like the MFTs, the YS6, and now all of a sudden the new tag team champions. They just tossed them in there. Active and Fraxim, they're still out there somewhere. After they fought last night, it's weird.
Yeah, they had a great match.
Yeah, it's so weird. They got really good tag teams that could be champions, and they said, nah, we'll just throw some people in there and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't care.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's bad. It's bad.
Heartbreak Prince, you got any thoughts on this?
Well, and I just want to say thanks James for joining us. My man James was firing things off at the comments.
Yeah, he was saying some wild stuff,
going
boy.
in.
He almost fired me off for a second with that first one. That's why I was like,
James got a lot of things to say, baby.
But thanks for joining us, man. No, I I wasn't surprised by this. I just, you could see it coming. It's true. It's truth. And, the crowd is still is still down, or is still down for truth as they've ever been. I mean, they went nuts last night when he won the tag team championship. I do feel bad though, like you talk about Miss Exclusive, how far the tag team titles, or tag teams in WWE and SmackDown at least have kind of like gone down, because they did for a while. They had a lot of the good tag teams on the show, and then they just got into this rut when the Wyatt Six won the titles, of just constantly doing Wyatt Six versus the MFTs. And so Motor City Machine Guns kind of fell behind. Tommaso Ciampa and Joey Gargano kind of got locked out of the picture. We lost the Profits, and Profits were up at the time. It just, like, a lot of things just kind of started to dwindle when it came to Pretty Deadly. We had an injury there, so they kind of was out of the picture. So, like, it's just a lot of the tag teams just kind of just fell by the wayside. What about can't think of my boys right now. For LWO, what was it?
Garcia and
from Legado del Fantasma.
Thank you. Legado del Fantasma. They kind of fell out of the picture. Like, so just, I don't understand what happened and why it was such a big fall from grace there. But I need them to get the fact that Truth and Priest came together literally 2 weeks ago, and now they're your tag team champions. It's kind of ridiculous. And I still don't know, where are the Profits? Why have we not seen them? And it's been over a year now since we've last seen them. If I'm
has it been a year already?
Yeah. No, I think it's been like, maybe it feels like it, but I think it was the last time we seen them on
SummerSlam.
Clash at Paris or SummerSlam. I think
was it Clash at Paris?
Yeah, because that was like the last.
So
one,
it's coming up on a year, and so I just I just don't understand what's going on there, and why haven't we? What's going on with the Profits? I mean, I know they had like some, what do you call them? Like house shows that they've done, but I don't know why they're not like featured in the tag team division, especially since they are actually a tag team. But we can do better. We can do better in that division.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's disrespectful. Let's talk about some of the rest of the show that happened, because I thought the rest of it was actually pretty solid. Solid. So what I liked about this, okay, we had the Motor City Machine Guns going up against Fraxy. Candice LeRae, wrestling herself. She's literally helping the Motor City Machine Guns to beat Fraxium. And I said, interesting. Well, these guys getting a roll-up pin, and I said, okay. She made a little deal with Danhausen, and I said, maybe this does lead to something. We'll see. Then we flash forward. Come on, man.
You notice Danhausen needed $23 in North Carolina?
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had it. He said, how much do you need? I need $23.
To get to North Carolina?
No, they were in North Carolina. That was the link I made. I don't know how true it was or not, but it was just weird. He asked for $23 and they were in North Carolina. Well, they were in Raleigh.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Danhausen is a tripper.
But I love this. I love this for Randy, man. Randy was, saying he was gonna, he's got all these voices in his head. I said, we know this, Randy. This ain't nothing we don't know. Okay, he said he's gonna beat Cody. He said he needs this. I said, yes, you do. Beat Cody. What I loved about this for Randy was sitting there talking to a few people. Jelly Roll walked up on him. I said, please, Randy, RKO him now. Do what you got to do. Matt Cardona walked up to him. He said, bro, why don't you take your little action figure playing? I said, yo, called him a nerd. I said, damn, Randy, kind of hurt his spirit, hurt his soul. But I get it. Then we flash forward. Look, man, I love this. This was great. And honestly, what I loved about this the most when Sammy and Trick was first of all, when Sam was talking about his journey, what he was trying to do, Trick come out. Oh my God. I said, Trick, here you go again with another reference. This man quoted Friday After Next talking about, well, I'm gonna check my Palm Pilot.
My Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot is crazy work. Who's
I
out here with
said,
the
yo,
Palm
Trick,
Pilot?
bro.
Hey.
I said, Trick, yo, you got this. Hey, he killed this. But look, I'm gonna say this, and I know I've been saying this for a while now. Um, I hate when y'all be doing this, man. Y'all need to stop doing this whole thing of, oh, let's put the wrestler next to the commentary table, but you don't got him on commentary.
On commentary, yeah, makes no sense.
You could have had magic with. Look, y'all be like, okay, look, when y'all had the whole thing with Ricky at NXT a month ago, he was there at multiple matches calling the match. I said, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's how you help show the versatility of a wrestler. Trick sitting right there. You gonna talk about the lemon pepper steppers on the table, but you ain't gonna have the man that's the owner of the lemon pepper steppers on commentary. That made no sense to me. That made no sense. You could have had him out there talking some stuff, just being funny, doing whatever he does. That would have got him even more over. Because now you know Trick can talk. Trick would have been talking and saying a bunch of mess on the mic, man. Come on. Y'all gotta stop doing that. That is probably one of my biggest pet peeves they have been doing on it. And I'm like, yo, this is stupid. Put the damn headset on him. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like that puts more interest in the match. You put more interest into the story. You can kind of let them talk some more. I don't know why this is the lost art, but I don't know why they're not doing this. But y'all need to stop with this foolishness for real.
well, I agree with you on that, brother. Like, like especially if they're a talker. If they're a good talker, why wouldn't you put the good talker on the commentary team? They used to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock and people have been doing it for years. Why have they pulled away from that? Like, this would have been a great chance for people to get to listen to Trick a little bit more. Doesn't make sense. I agree with you, brother.
Think about all the catchphrases he could have been saying and all that. Oh man. I'm telling you, man. Especially like that backstage thing when he did with Sammy. He said everything that he said, and then mind your business while grown folks. I said, well, here we go. This is your shirt right here. This is your know your role and shut your mouth kind of one. I said, this is it. Come on, Trick. You're killing it. H3 Prince, what's your thoughts, man? What you think about this? I'm sick of this. I'm telling you. Headset.
No, I've enjoyed, Trick and his whole like thing that he has going on with Sami Zayn. I'm wondering how they're going to get this into a WrestleMania, because I feel like that's what this is going. It's going to end up being a match at WrestleMania, some way, somehow. But Trick and his sayings, and then some of the stuff that just his actions, just the comedic performance of like throwing the water on him, and it's like, it wasn't me. It's a cup of water. He just dumped all over Sammy, and then he gets beat down behind, and he just lays there the rest of the time.
And what's crazy, the crowd started booing that. They booed Sammy for that. I said,
good.
And that's another thing. Like, poor Sammy. That man right now, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to like trying to push him and trying to get the crowd to be on his side and feel for him, but the crowd just rejects. They just reject them. They don't care. They don't care. And even with Trick doing all the stuff that he's doing, the nagging that he's doing to Sammy, they still just don't care. They would rather have Trick. They were still chanting "whoop that Trick" even into the next segment. Trick is just so over, man. I it's like I'm so happy for him because coming up to the main roster, you wonder how the crowd would accept him. And they are on board with Trick, and it's awesome to see. I just love it. I absolutely love it. And I think Trick is delivering week in and week out every week, like with his performance, with his mic skills. He's really living up or even exceeding the expectations that you would have on somebody new to the roster, relatively new to the roster like
this. Yeah.
100%.
He's killing it. He's killing it.
He's been great.
He has been.
He's been great.
But of course, even with that whole match, Sami Zayn, trying to attack Trick, what I loved about Aleister Black hitting his black mass on Sammy and getting the dub over Sammy. I said, all right, now we
Hey, and
flash
shout
forward.
out to Aleister Black and what they've been doing to him for him too. Like
Oh,
they've
yeah.
kind of they kind of redoing his character a little bit, but it's working. He's actually winning matches. He's actually been being featured in some pretty good backstage segments with different top tier wrestlers and stuff. I'm liking what they're doing with Aleister Black. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I think and some people are saying it's kind of like the carrying cross a little bit, and I
Yeah.
do see it. Like I do see it, but we'll see.
It's probably what Triple H wanted Karrion Kross to be like, in order to push him.
Yeah, and it was
Karrion
working
over in his own way, but Aleister Black, he's like, well, if I got Aleister Black and I got Karrion Kross, and they're both kind of similar,
I got.
Hey, shout out to Sosa.
You got.
Hey, Sosa. Yeah, Sammy is stuck in purgatory.
Yeah.
Even the story about his son couldn't get him over. That's
no.
I think poor Sammy is in a situation where they don't know. They can't put him in good storylines. They try to put him in the storyline, it just don't work. The person that they put him in the storyline is way over every time. It's like can they put him in anybody where he's gonna be the main piece? No, it feels like they just poor Sammy, the lovable loser. He just got to be who you are, brother. You the lovable loser.
You the lovable loser, man.
That's who you are.
That's what it is. That's why. Just like Sosa said, you are stuck in purgatory, sir. That's just your role. Sosa. All right. All right. Then we flash forward to Jade and Rhea. Now, this was interesting. I thought this promo was a little bit better. Again, I feel like on Jade's part, I wanted her to say some more stuff about Rhea. It got a little personal, but you gotta talk about some of the stuff that people be saying, how she be whining to get to the main title, all this and the third. You gotta start playing into that. But anyway, what I liked about it after the promo was done, well, I guess I can say I liked it, but I was like, all right, whatever. We see Meechin and B-Fab coming out, walking behind Jade, making it seem like they were going for Jade, but that wasn't the case because I guess now Jade has now got her baddies, and that's Meechin and B-Fab. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Let me just get through the rest because there's a lot of problems. I've really had a lot with this, but we're gonna talk about that. Then we flash forward. Oh man, this match right here was an absolute classic. Carmelo Hayes beating Ilya Dragunov. I mean, this was a banger. One spot where Melo does his front flip out of the ring. He hits Ilya Dragunov. I mean, this man was still going full speed and ran his ribs right into the announce table. That just looked nasty. I said, damn, Melo. But he was okay, for what I know so far. But then we flash forward. All right, this was random to me, but I was like, all right, kid, talk your stuff. But Jelly Roll, trying to have this rap battle or whatever with Kit, I said, yeah, whatever, Jelly Roll. We know you used to rap. We know you was on. What's up, Nicole? Good to see you joining on with us as always.
Hey, Cole, how you doing, love?
What up? Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, I was like, all right, Jelly, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But what I loved about this for Kit beating the hell out of Jelly Roll, and I thought this was great for Kid Wilson. I said, this is good heel stuff right here. Let's keep it going, please. Oh man, let's talk about this next thing, man. I said, man, I hate this. So we had the Bella twins going up against the Irresistible Forces. Now, of course, this match was interrupted because Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss interfered. Again, nobody cares about the damn Bellas. Like nobody.
Oh God, it's gonna be a disaster.
I'm sick of this.
It's gonna be a disaster, bro.
I'm so sick of this, man. But of course, the Irresistible Forces cleaning house, showing them why they are those women.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
and I love this for them. I thought this looked strong. This looked good for them. Then we flash forward to this, man. Look, Randy was trying to, Matt was trying to talk to Randy, trying to apologize. All of a sudden, the third, Randy said, all right, you know what? Low blow. I said, yeah, Randy, beat the hell out of him. I don't give a damn what you do. man. And you know how it was looking, man. He was setting them up. And this might be crazy coming from me, being Long Island zone. But I ain't gonna lie, man. They ain't been doing nothing with Matt Cardona. And this is the route you chose, bro. You could have been doing still great stuff in the Indies, but this is what you wanted. So this is what you getting. Man, they try to pull Matt Cardona off. They try to pull Randy off of Matt Cardona. Randy said he ain't give a damn, and you see what happened, boy. He did that crazy stomp. I said, yeah, Randy, that's what I'm talking about. But then even after that chaos, Nick went from running to the front to running outside of the stadium, and you see Jacob and Drew fighting outside. I said, man, what y'all doing here, man? These men went outside outside this little corner here. They start fighting. Nick trying to tell them to stop all this. And both of these men dropped and fell off of there. The ledge right here. And this is the finish. Right here.
Yep, Sosa took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
You
He
right.
just want to be. He probably tired of being away from his baby. I get it. You know, they getting older. You know,
I get it. I get
take-
it. You right about that, so I feel that.
Sosa.
Bang.
But yeah, so a few things I gotta talk about. And I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and speak your piece. Man, what's the first level of BS I want to talk about first? Well, yeah,
You said
let's.
you was gonna come back to Jade and
Let me talk about that. The whole thing with Jade, Meechin, and BFAB. Now, this was completely stupid. And I say this was stupid because when you had Jade win the damn title, Meechin and BFAB was already supporting Jade. She was already with him. And she the one that turned and said, nah, I'm not with it. Slammed the door in their face. Now, a few months later, now you want to bring them back. You could have already had this.
Agreed, 1,000%.
But they're like, and I said this last week on the show. I said you could have already had them out there. You could have had BFAB out here talking, saying whatever. You could have Meechin with the kendo stick. I say that last week, then they do that this week. I don't know why. Like I said to myself, y'all could have already had this. This could have been something and it wasn't no shock. There wasn't no shock. People, oh my God, I can't believe. Yes, we can believe because WWE do this all the time. You break up something else, you make it look like ain't nothing going on, then they just join all of a sudden. We've seen it happen with Division. We done seen this with all these other damn factions. I'm sick of this. You didn't have to do that. I just hated that part. And granted, I like how they look though. I said, all right. Yeah, they look good. I thought all three of them looked good. This was black excellence at its best right here for these women. So I loved it. Black girl magic. You know what I'm saying? I was all for it. Something good for Women's History Month. But
I forgot it is Women's History Month.
It is.
Sure
Oh man, what else was the BS that oh yeah, I'm glad somebody said something about thank you, Ashley. You said something about Jelly Roll, and that made me think about that. Yeah, honestly, with this whole thing with Kit get the dub over Jelly Roll. I'm sick of this. I was hoping Randy was gonna RKO Jelly Roll right then backstage. I said, go ahead, dude, just drop him. I'm sick of Jelly Roll. I mean, yeah, I just think, we're making this whole thing like, let's put him in a match. Let's put him in. You already put him in a damn SummerSlam. Is that not enough?
Is that not enough? Baby. It's Jelly Roll time.
I swear they're doing this off for Unreal Season 4 at this point. I just feel like they would, okay, my last thing. The Bella Twins. I've said this before, and I say this again. The people we don't need in terms of nostalgia that y'all keep bringing back and keep wanting on the titles right now, CM Punk, AJ Lee, and for damn sure, the Bellas. We don't need them here. We don't. I get it. CM Punk, cool, whatever. I ain't going to say much about him. AJ Lee, whatever. That's already a problem within itself, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
A whole nother can of worms.
But the Bella Twins? Oh, my God, man. Come on. You got plenty of women already in the mid-card division. You can really be utilizing, but you keep wanting to utilize nostalgia. Then you got, even with the tag team division for the women, you got plenty of women. Why are you throwing in the Bella Twins? Come on. I mean, I don't even want to see them as managers. Actually, I ain't even gonna cap. I just don't want to see them. Period.
Bro, we about to have like 8 part-time wrestlers as champions. The Bellas don't show up, but every blue moon. If Roman wins, Roman don't show up at every blue moon. They just about to have a whole bunch of part-time. AJ Lee don't show up. AJ Lee ain't gonna show up for 3 months, hold the title. If she wins at Mania, we won't see her for like 2 months. Hey, bro,
we won't see her again until SummerSlam. That's probably when we're gonna see her.
Is your storylines, your creative and storylines so bad that you just let's give it to a part-time person so we don't have to have them here every week and just is it that bad?
That's truly what I think.
You can't come up with no creative. Is it that bad?
It's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, but I can't take this whole thing with the Bellas. This is not 2010. This ain't 2011. I'm sick of the Bellas talking about we did this whole thing for the women's revolution. You didn't do a damn thing.
No, they didn't. All you did was go on Total Divas and look pretty. And that's about it. I mean, they can wrestle a little bit. And
don't even say, "Oh, I'm the longest reigning women's I'm the longest reigning Davis champion." Please, we know they only did that because Vince didn't want to have AJ Lee with that same record. That's the only reason why they gave you that.
Yep.
Let's keep it a band. Don't act like you was doing, please. Even that work you was doing, they didn't get fired until Charlotte and them popped up. And when when Charlotte took I said, thank God. Because you wasn't getting much out of that. Shoot, the women's division didn't really start jumping until them women got there. Till you seen Charlotte Flair, the Man, Becky Lynch, and I'm not even calling Sasha. I'm calling her the CEO Ultimo Mercedes Moné. Yeah, I said it for your tribalists out there.
Your tribalists out there.
Tell you, man, like they be, somebody asked us too, like, do we like Brie more than Nikki? I said at this point, I don't give a damn for neither one of them because the way Brie did my man Brian, nah, I ain't feeling the way she been treating my man Daniel Bryan, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So
how she treating Daniel Bryan? What I miss?
Man, it's a whole bunch of mess. I think when I was looking into it a while back, it was a lot of when Bryan Danielson was saying the whole thing of how, WrestleMania 30 wasn't his biggest moment, a lot of stuff like that. And she was catching some flack and some other stuff like that. And she pretty much just wasn't even trying to support Bryan Danielson. I said, how you going? You ain't going to support your mans? But you be out here using his chance when you come out? See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I ain't for that. So, yeah, it's just a whole bunch of BS for me with that. So, yeah, and again, I agree with you as well, Ashley. Fire the whole damn crew.
Everybody got to go.
Everybody. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. I just think, with SmackDown, they deliver with Drew and Jacob, just like Sean Diva said. I think Randy, love what you did. And Kit, hey, keep getting over, bruh. Do what you got to do. But, yeah, with Jade and the baddies, could have had this a while ago. You could have made Jade's title run even better with that if you continue with it.
Yes, 100%. Eric, it could be too little too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, because especially if they're going to give Rhea the title, which in my brain is like a 95% chance she get the belt. In my brain. I hope that's not the case, but I think that's what, obviously, where they seem like they're going to go with it. If they don't go with it, you made a great point. They could have been together for months now. You got Meechin being your enforcer with the kendo stick, B-Fab maybe being that one, like the protege type, because they've been showing them to talk behind the scene. They gave no indication that it was her and Meechin. They gave all the indication that it was going to be B-Fab maybe joining up with her, but they never put Meechin in. We knew it was going to happen, but the way it's been playing out, it was never that way. So I'm like, okay, it could have been something special, and she could have had matches, and they could have interfered. They could have gave her the Roman Reigns treatment
because she's like,
and it would have been okay. And you know what? Because she's heel, so it would have made sense. All those whiners on the internet could have been like, "Oh, she cheated again." Perfect, great that she's cheating to win these matches, because that's what a great heel does. That's what a great heel does. They cheat, they lie, cheat, and steal, baby. You got to do what you got to do. And
man,
so I hate that they wait till a month. Shout out to Ashley on that one. I hate that they wait till a month to say, you know what? Let's go ahead and put them together now. Why? Why? But I'm glad it's happening. But don't have it happen for a month and then it breaks up in a month because Rhea done took the belt. It makes no sense. You only do this now unless she's gonna have the belt for a while, right? Right? I mean,
Yep.
But we talking about WWE. We talking about WWE. They're creative and don't be creative, and so they just not smart. And I don't know, but I will say I do give creative this much credit, even though and Eric said it earlier. I hate the fact that they took the title and stuff off of Drew, and they keep moving this, roulette of title changes. But those 4 guys we thought could have been a 4-way match are doing great things separately for their 2 separate matches. That the build-up for me is great. I love it. Like what Randy is, setting up right now to get ready for Cody is masterful. Now we just got to see what Cody does in return. That I'm intrigued to see how he reacts to everything. But so far, Randy Orton killing it. Then what Jacob and the way they started off, SmackDown was just magical. Like I was like, why are they running? Next thing you know, then I'm pulled. His man said, "Give me the whole windshield. Get out of the car." He pulled his man out of the car. I said, okay, yeah. And then here comes Jacob, like Superman, through a table, bam. I'm like, these guys are amazing. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is great long-term storytelling. They've been telling this story since the summertime. Between these two. It's been an on and off thing for a while for these two, ever since Drew took Jacob out. And they've done a really good job of building this matchup for Mania, even though unfortunately it's not for the title, but they've done a really good job of building this match. Even Randy and Cody's build up is low-key been happening since Cody became champion and all the nice little buddy things, and you always see Randy kind of stare at the belt. Like they always had that happening every time like Cody was champion. And if you watch carefully, I think WWE dropped a clip on it, and every moment you see Randy kind of looking at the belt. He pats Cody, but he stares at the belt. And I was like, man, I noticed it then, but then watching it in order was like, this is crazy. So great storytelling. They're doing a good job of that. But that's why I want to at least give them a shout out for that. That storyline has been pretty good. So, but we'll see. We shall see.
We'll see. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
I only want to talk about just the Jade Cargill thing. And I think that's just mostly because, excuse me, I found that to be, to me, one of the weaker promos. Because I do think she should have went a little bit further and kind of peeled back the curtain a little bit on Rhea when she just kept talking about, well, I don't need this title. Well, it was like, okay. What? She's like, I don't need this. This title doesn't define me. It doesn't make me or whatever.
Oh no!
It's like, all right, if you want to go there to that level, Jade, tell me why Rhea needs the title. Why this title makes her. And you can talk about the politic and backstage. Always trying to be in the title picture for WrestleMania. All that kind of stuff. You can go further with it, and then for her to, get out of the ring, like she, mommy's like, oh well, if you're gonna do something, let's stop all talking. Let's do something now. And she kind of fakes like she's gonna hit her, but then she's like, you know what? On my time, she gets out the ring. Me, Tenen, and B-Fab come down. I just didn't like the whole setup for it because to me, like it was already written. We saw like, okay, we know they're go. I was already like they're on Jade's side. There's no way they're attacking Jade. And then they get in and they surround Rhea. All of that stuff is great. To me, it only becomes better if Jade holds on to the title at WrestleMania. And then you can have give this time to breathe as far as them being a faction or a clique and them helping Jade maybe all the way till she gets to SummerSlam if they plan to let her carry the belt that long. But just this segment of the promo between was just wonky to me. I didn't like Jade's work, like her as far as what they, what her promo was about or what they gave her to deliver. I just thought they could have done a better job of going into more detail. Because it just didn't make sense. The whole, I don't need this title, whatever she was saying, trying to get across about it not defining her. Because it's like, well, you're in the business of wrestling and, right now you're the current champion. Like that's what your goal was. Like when you came to the roster, right? To become the champion, to be remembered as one of the greatest women's champions of all time. That you would think that would be the natural drive. Not just hey, the title doesn't mean anything to me. So I don't know. I just felt
So why'd you
I
win
just
it?
felt it was off. Yeah, because I'm like, so what's the purpose? What's your drive? What's your goal? Like, what are you trying to do? You know, I just something about it felt a little off, but that was just my little piece on it. I just felt like that segment could have been done and booked a little bit better. But overall, SmackDown was a passing grade.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. As I said, man, it has some nice little points in there, but a lot more. I feel like a lot more that disappointed me more than anything, especially seeing the Bella twins.
Yeah,
I just can't take it.
They're gonna do our girls wrong. Just go ahead and prepare yourself now. We already know
I
what's
know,
happening.
man.
It's don't even let them win the belts. But that's I hate them for this so bad. Why do you taking titles from people? They're gonna do them dirty. They're gonna do them dirty.
And honestly, if that crowd of idiots, and I mean this wholeheartedly, you crowd of idiots cheer for the Bellas winning the tag titles, y'all are the problem. And I already been, y'all are gonna be the major problem. I need every single person to boo. If the irresistible the irresistible forces lose that mania and the Bellas win it, I need y'all to boo. Don't y'all cheer for this. Y'all shouldn't have cheered for when Cody won the damn title. That was the problem the last couple of weeks. Y'all cheered for it and you knew what was coming.
I think it's in their contracts. They're gonna get those.
They winning that belt, and it's unfortunate.
I hate it.
It was unfortunate. We just want to be tag team champions one time. Sure.
Yeah, let it be one time for one night. And I hope that, I hope it's one of those things to where you're winning that Mania, then the Raw after Mania, lose it. Bye. Yep. Get up
the
out of here.
Matt Cardona treatment. Or Zack Ryder.
Yeah. Within a month. Now, within a month. So they got to lose within a month. No, by the next pay-per-view, if it's not off them, I'm going to have a problem with it.
Nah, I needed to happen the next night, bro. I ain't even capping. I needed to happen the next night. Make the pop even better. Hell, let it be Bailey and Lyra Valkyria to take it off of them. I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't give a damn. Just as long as I don't have to keep seeing them, man. And I know it might sound crazy, but I just don't like. There's just nothing that they bring. Like, and it's just the same thing I felt about like with AJ Lee. There's nothing in this day and age right now that I feel like you bring that's different to the table that you was doing back then. Compared to all the women now, they're killing it. Like, they're way far in advance. So it's like when I see the Bellas, I see AJ Lee, I'm like, all right, we're going back to the cookie cutter 2010s when y'all wasn't doing. I'm not for that. I want to see the women like a Bailey, a Becky Lynch, hell, Ivy Nile, Cedric Valkyrie, Raquel. I want to see Liv.
Yeah, they doing Raquel dirty.
I want to see Roxanne. I like all these other women. That's Maxine. Hell, Maxine's even pretty decent. I'd rather see all of them than the Bella twins. You don't give me nothing in the ring that makes me say, damn, they still got it. Damn, they can go. No.
Botch City coming up. The last big match they did together, they was botching it like crazy. Like, couldn't get through the ropes and stuff. Like, hey, look. That's the one match I'm going to, like, when we have WrestleMania get together, I am definitely going to, like, go do something else.
Go make a plate of food, get some cake.
You know what, guys? I think I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do something to eat.
I'll make us run to the store really quick. All right, bet. Yeah. That's the best you can do at that point, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right. We talked about some of the things that happened with Monday Night Raw, NXT, and with Friday Night SmackDown. Now, it's time to see who truly does know their wrestling. Oh my God. All right, y'all. So we got the question back up. All right. So there are 4 major cities that have hosted the most WrestleManias. Where were they? It's 4.
Let's see. Well, I know. Okay, well, I feel like LA has been one because LA they had 2 recently though, like, right? Then I think they had one in Wasn't the one after
39? Yeah, they had one at
139, and then they have the one after Dallas, or no, or was it before Dallas? Something like that.
It was the one. Yeah, so 39 was the one after Dallas.
One after Dallas.
That's
okay.
one, yeah.
So they I think LA.
I was thinking Houston. I know I'm wrong. I was thinking Houston, LA, and New York. I don't know a fourth one.
I'm gonna say LA. Oh shoot. No, because Seattle was only one time, and that was 19. Let's see. So I'm gonna say LA. I'm gonna definitely say New York because I feel like New York has to have had quite a few. I'll throw in Toronto. No, Toronto. Yeah, I'll throw Toronto in there, and then I'll
for WrestleMania. Remember, these are WrestleManias.
Yeah, Toronto did 2.
That's right, they did. Yeah,
Toronto did 18.
Florida, South Orlando.
Orlando. Okay, so I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
York, I'm gonna say New York, LA, and like I said, I know it's maybe all but Toronto, and I'll throw in. No, Philly's only been once. New Orleans. Those are the ones I'll throw in because New Orleans. I feel like New Orleans had hosted a couple because we went to 34 and 30, and I feel like they had to have had one in the past, right? So yeah.
No,
LA,
I think that might have been their first ones though. Those first 2.
I'm going Houston. I'm going Houston, New York. Houston, New York, LA, and I'm just gonna say Orlando.
Yeah. So my official ones are New York, LA. I'll say Toronto and New Orleans. Those would be my official ones.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Exclusive, you had 2 of them right.
Okay.
With New York and LA. Both of y'all had New York and LA right.
Okay.
Heartbreak Prince, you actually had a third one right with Orlando. The fourth one,
I thought it was gonna be Houston.
I was that one.
I thought it was in Houston multiple times.
The fourth one was in Rosemount. Yeah.
You know what? They did have a lot of those in the beginning in Rosemont, like WrestleMania, not 10, but like a lot of those early ones. So which ones was it? It was 2.
New York was 1, 10, and 20,
and 22.
Rosemont was 2, 13, and 22. Vegas was 2, 7, 21, 39. Orlando was 24, 33, and 36. Okay.
I thought 22 was in Detroit. I thought 20. Isn't that the John Cena roll
and
up?
Triple H?
Oh no, that's 23. That's 23.
Yeah.
23. That's 23.
Yeah.
My fault. That's 23.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll take 2.
Yeah, that was still good. I think
I was at Orlando, so.
Yeah, I was about to say you was at one of them.
I was at Orlando, so I should have said Orlando. Dang.
Okay, Ashley
I got lucky guesses. LA, New York, Orlando, Miami. Okay, yeah, I did some lucky guesses.
Miami's a solid one. Have Miami ever hosted? I feel like that might be one.
I don't know.
Somewhere. Yeah, Toronto's got 2. I know that much. I knew because like 6 WrestleMania 6. That's the Hogan one, and then back in Toronto when Hogan and The Rock. So that's why I went to Toronto because I'm like, okay, they got 2 in there at least. So okay, all right. I know Arizona had one once, but that was 26, I think. After the
that's when they ran Shawn Michaels and Undertaker back for that second time. That was
classic. I'll take that.
Yeah. Hey, again, appreciate as always, Stat Man, giving us the Know Your Wrestling question, man.
Yes, sir. The Stat Man. Stat Man.
Stat Man. Yeah, man.
The Stat Man.
The real man.
As always, he really is. He's not a putty. He's not a. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social media. I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all already know what it is. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, on that as well. Hey, appreciate the love and support y'all been giving. We're getting close to 300 subscribers, y'all. So look, make sure y'all liking it up. Make sure y'all comment. You see what happens when you're throwing some comments. We highlight you. We'll put you up there. Make sure we show you, give you some shine up on there with us. And, you keep doing that. And we're going to keep giving you that content the exclusive way. Come on, man. Y'all already know what it is.
Like that.
But yeah.
Thank you,
man.
Ashley, Cole, James, just
my man.
go. DJ,
Sosa.
Zach,
James was
and
heated, bro.
Sosa, bang, bang. Sosa.
Bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang. Oh yeah, appreciate the love and support, y'all. Honestly, as always, especially when it comes to YouTube, TikTok, really appreciate the love and support y'all been giving, man. So look, keep doing it. Look, we are like we tell y'all all the time. Look, the devil be working hard, but the exclusive nights we be working harder.
Come on.
So that's just how it goes, man. But as
Three
always,
big
I'm
meaty
your
men.
Come on.
3 big meaty men.
Oh god.
I said he's on one.
That's the one. That's the one they're gonna clip. They're gonna clip
That's
that one.
they're gonna
meaty men.
clip that
They
one.
gonna
Yeah, that's the
Meaty
one.
men. Wish death upon me.
Oh god. But as always, I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We had the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive, and we had the one man and the only man that can check you to the Heartbreak Hotel. And that's Heartbreak Prince himself. Because we're on the exclusive nights, the will to show that we are the best there
Best
is,
there is.
best
The
there
best there
was,
was.
best
and
that
the
ever
best
will.
there ever
Will
will be.
be.
and to ensure that your nights will never
Will never
be the same.
be the same.
Y'all be good.
As soon as we get that birthright pay. As soon as we get that birthright pay.
Come on. Show us the money because that's
Give us our money.